Kelli Calabrese here with your intentionally fabulous tip of the day. Got my fearless shirt on today. I am feeling fearless. I wear shirts like these because in the last 2 years I needed them. I needed the reminder. I needed to encourage myself, but now I really am feeling it. So that shows you the power of visualizing something. But I'm not here today to talk to you about visualization, although we definitely will one day. I am all about it and I believe in it. But wanted to talk to you about the question, have you ever asked yourself, how did I get here? And usually when we ask that question, it's not like, woohoo, how did I get here on stage talking to 10,000 people? All the cars I wanted in my driveway. Look, my whole family together, everyone getting along, laughing, having fun. Everyone is forgiving everyone. It's rarely that time when you're asking, how did I get here? Because you know how you got there. It took a lot of work, a lot of grinding, a lot of effort. It didn't happen in a moment. It happened over a long amount of time. But typically when you're asking yourself, how did I get here? It's more like that, right? I was there. I remember, and I repeatedly asked myself that question because I couldn't believe my situation. I didn't know, how did I end up here? How did I end up in a stranger's house when I've owned my own home since I'm 22? How did I end up with my son living across the country? How did I end up with my husband gone? How did I mean, just all those things, business that was falling through my fingers, and you just can't even believe this is your day, this is your life, and you're asking that question, and it's really a negative, disempowering question. And I said I would answer how you got here. And even though I don't know you and I don't know your story and everyone is different, here's how it happens. And let's just use the example of your wedding day when you're standing there, uniting, committing to a lifetime of for better or for worse, in sickness and in health till death do us part. And then all of a sudden you find yourself sitting in an attorney's office across the table from each other, dividing up your assets and coming up with a schedule for your children. And you're wondering, like, how did I get here? Certainly on that day, on that wedding day, no one ever planned for it to be that. And how do we get here? It is a small series of little decisions, little thoughts, little inflictions, little disappointments, little dreams shattered, little unmet expectations. It is a small gnawing away, chipping away, miscommunication, offenses that happen over time that build up and escalate to, how do we get here? And so this is where we are. It's today. We can't change anything that happened. This is what we get. So what if you had to ask one better question, what would that be that could shift everything? Because your brain goes into survival mode and just negativity when you ask, how did I get here? So if you change that question to, what's good about this? And you might say, Kelli, that's really callous. That's really not empathetic at all. That's just heartless. But it is a great question to ask yourself because it puts you in a position of gratitude where your brain has to shift from survival to seeking a better answer, seeking something more positive. What is good about this? You might say, Kelli, that there's nothing good about this. I promise you, there's something. You might not be seeing it because might not be looking for it. I remember when I was in the movie The Compass, which came out right after The Secret, similar type of documentary personal development movie, and Joe Vitale was in that movie, and they actually filmed his segment at my house. And I remember him telling the story about when he was at the bottom. I mean, literally homeless, living in his car, everything falling apart. And at one point he woke up and said, what's good about this? And he said, I looked around me and I didn't have much. I had a pencil. And I thought, well, I've got a pencil. I'm grateful for this. And he had a piece of paper. and he was able to write, and that was the beginning. And yes, he's a best-selling author, he became a multimillionaire, but it started with the question, what's great about this? I actually own the domain name, what's the blessing in it? Because I had to shift my thinking to, what is the blessing in it? What is the blessing in it? And your mind will search for something good, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment, even if it seems small compared to your circumstances. It's empowering. The position of gratitude puts you in a position of receiving. Um, Asking better questions gets you better answers. You can enhance anything, your relationships, your health, your intimacy, your earning, your business, your family. I mean, anything. When you ask better questions, you can get better answers. So what are some good questions you can ask? Instead of saying, how did I get here? How about, how can I be better today? How can I learn something? How can I reach a goal? How can I help? How can I solve? How can I serve? How can I understand? How can I grow? How can I forgive? How can I pray? How can I discover? Those are all much better questions to ask yourself. So I hope if you catch yourself in a place of, how did I get here? You can shift it to, how is this a blessing? How can I be grateful? How can I help, serve, pray? Any of those. Come up with better questions, and I promise you, you will come up with better answers. Information like this and more is all in a new program that I'm getting ready to launch. This will be in the chapter called Renewing Your Mind, because our brains are habitual. So we need to renew and change how we look at things to get better outcomes. So that's the tip for today. I would love for you to join a free webinar that I'll be doing in a few weeks, sharing tips like this and lots more. It's for free. Go to intentionallyfabulous.com, get on the wait list there, and you'll be getting updates and information. Share this with your friends. This is specifically and strategically geared towards women going through stages of separation, divorce, and recovery from that, and wanting to move on in a healthy and whole way to what I'm calling a bonus life. So this is for singles who want to renew and restore. So get on the wait list. When you do that, go to the group. Join in our Facebook group. It's also called Intentionally Fabulous. Would love if you connect with us there. It's a safe place. Come, ask questions, share, and so on. So definitely would love to see you there. Invite anyone who needs to be a part of a supportive community. And I will see you back here tomorrow for another live. Have an intentionally fabulous day.